Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't been posting a lot. That second job is keeping me really busy. So I'm gonna be doing a lot more of subscriptions. I have a few brands I'm working with here and there that I'll be posting. I'm gonna try to get back on schedule as soon as I can. Just give me a minute, I promise guys. So for now we're gonna keep the really good content, the key stuff that I know y'all love. Here's the first one back, and let's play our intro. Okay, so I know y'all love my subscription ones, mostly because I give y'all spoilers every time. It's what I'm good for. So we are going to look up the spoilers for this. What we have got right now, can you guess? You read the title, so you know. We have our Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. It's $25 a month. And it is super similar to BoxyCharm, but it is stepping up every month. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and look at is the spoilers for April. I don't want to put them at the end. I'm going to give these to you at the beginning. That way you don't have to skip around and find them. So we're going to have the Gold Faden MD Bright Eyes. Let's see if we can focus. We are going to have the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Skin Smoothing Complexion Brush number 704. And the Feel Balanced Moisture Balancing Cream. And those are what's up right now. Of course, the bags are always variations. You never know if you're going to get all of those. But those are the three we have for right now. So, without further ado, we are going to go ahead and jump into what we got this month. So, this is the March. Isn't it March? Yeah. This is the March Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. I've got all my makeup on except for what I'm going to use out of this box. But as always, we're going to start out with what we can't use as far as makeup. And the first thing we have is this Candy Johnson Perlice Butter Me Orange Creamsicle Body Butter. It is a huge tube, like as tall as my head. And I have a pretty big head, you guys. And this is it. It is really cute. Huge tube, like I said, so plenty of product. And if you've ever wondered if we get used things in Ipsy, this is sealed. So, definitely brand new. And it smells like a dreamsicle. So, that's fun. If you have a sensitivity to fragrances in your lotions and body butters, may not be the product for you. But if you don't, I think you will really enjoy it. It smells nice. And the packaging is cute. Definitely going to sit this on my nightstand for after I take showers. Go ahead and moisturize. So next, we are going to go in with this product that I'm not really sure how to use. It is the Dandelion Shy Beam from Benefit. Now, this is supposed to be kind of like a highlighter, from what I gathered. But then I opened up the packaging, which, by the way, is super cute. It's got little dandelions on it. And if you don't know, which most of y'all won't, I actually have a dandelion tattoo, so I love dandelions. But you open it, and I expected a roll-on, right? Highlighter. It's a wand. So, I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to use it. It actually looks a little bit dark for me. But it looks kind of like this on my hand. It's right in here. You can see where it made things a little bit brighter. But nothing too crazy. It says to just put a tiny bit on your cheekbone and kind of blend it in. So we're going to do that and see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't just remove all my foundation, because that would not be fun. And we're just doing it with our finger, because this is supposed to be one of those quick, easy products that just gives you a tiny bit of natural glow. It doesn't look like it's moving my foundation around too badly, and while it's not like a blinding highlight, there's definitely something there. So We're going to try this a little more, but for what it is in a first try, it actually looks pretty nice. So that is always good. Our next two products go together. We have got the Farrah Be Beautiful BU brush set. It's got 5 eye brushes, pretty much all the eye brushes you could need. And we got the Huda Obsessions palette. I got the mauve in particular. This I have already used just to test it out and see what kind of look I might want to do. It is very pretty. And these brushes should work perfectly. So we're just going to use these and do a quick little spotlight eye. Kind of dark, kind of crazy. Because I'm about to do a live on Up Live for an hour. And I want to go ahead and get my makeup done for that. And I love doing heavy makeup on those. So we are going to do some dark makeup and see what happens. I'm going to take this big fluffy brush. They don't have, the 35E. And I'm going to dip into this color right here, the lightest one. And I'm just going to take it. Let me get the cover off of my mirror so I can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to take this and use it all over the eyelids. I did not use primer today. I didn't use it the other day with this palette either, and everything still came out super nice, so I'm not too worried about it because this palette works really well on its own. But I'm just going to put that little bit of a base down to work on top of and zoom y'all in so you can see how I'm doing my eyeshadow. So we're going to do that, and then next we are going to go into this center kind of brown color right here. It's a lot lighter than it looks on camera. It's pigmented, but it's not a super dark color to begin with, and I'm just going to use this to deepen that crease up just a tiny bit so we get a little bit more of a shadow to work with, a little dimension, just like so. Just dragging it side to side, swirling it around a little bit, and making sure that it's blended pretty well, which it is seeming to skip just a little bit. Nothing horrible, and it might also be the brush, I'm not sure, but it still looks pretty nice so far, and for what we're going to do it won't be an issue. But we're just taking this side to side, giving us some dimension, and that's it for that color. So we're going to take this same brush and we're going to go into this color right here, and we are going to go ahead and set up for the halo eye with this one, getting plenty of it picked up and taking it back and forth just like we did that color, but really smoking this one out and making sure we get it everywhere, because this is going to be the base of our ombre we're going to start. And please ignore all the noise. Apparently my roommate's pit bull is going crazy like he does every time I film. So this does have a little bit of fallout, nothing horrible. The darker the color, the more fallout it has, which I think is pretty common with these tones of eyeshadows. But we're just going to pack it in that inner and outer corner. We're not going to worry about blending it too much there, but we are going to be sure it's blended here. And then just on the other eye, same deal, smoke it out, just like so. Making sure we build that color up and bring it up pretty far, not all the way to the brow bone, but close. And then stamping it in this inner and outer corner to set up for our halo eye. And yeah, that's our first step. So then we are going to move down to this smaller brush here. This is the mini tapered blending, and we are just going to go ahead and take this next shade up. This is a really deep cranberry color, maybe burgundy, and we're going to pack it onto the brush, tap it a little bit, and we are going to buff this right underneath that lighter color and really swirl it in there so we get that nice ombre effect, keeping it just a little bit lower so everything looks really blended and really together. And also in a second we're going to go back and make sure these two colors stay blended together. And we're going to go ahead and put it in that inner and outer corner. Again, this does not have to be blended super well, not yet. So just pack it into that inner and outer to the intensity that you want, which for me is quite a bit. And make sure you get it in that crease real good. And once you do, just go back with your big brush and blend these edges together so that you make sure your ombre is nice and fluid and not super choppy. Some people like choppy, that's fine. I'm not a fan, at least not for myself personally. And then just doing the same thing over here, making sure I pack in that pigment really well. I'm not even tapping my brush off every time when I'm trying to get this pigment in here initially, because if I do, it'll be a much longer process and I can just go back and blend when I'm done. So putting it in the crease, inner and outer corners, making sure it's as dark as I want it in here, just so that we can get that depth, and then going back again in the crease. And we did have a little more of a rough patch with that, so we're going to take more of this lighter shade and we are going to blend it into here, just so that we can make sure we get plenty of it there. And that's it. We're done with that part. Then we're going to take our finger and we're going to go into this center, or this shade in this middle row, this shiny one, and we are going to pick it up, super pigmented, and pop it into the center of the eye. These work really well. Dry with your finger. They're super pretty. This one is very similar to the color I use, so all it's going to do is give me a monochromatic smoky look with a pop in the middle of shine, which is something I'm really into lately. It's dramatic without being like over the top. So we're just popping it in the middle here, making sure we get plenty of that shine. And then we are going to take a tiny bit of this color and we are just going to barely pop it in the center. And this gives us just that added little spotlight right in the middle. It's not going to show up a lot, but it will be just enough that you can see in the center where it's a tiny bit lighter. And we're also going to take the same color with our finger again and pop it into the inner corners of the eye to give us that little extra shine that you know we love on this channel. Just like so. Popping it in there. And then we'll take this big brush we had earlier, blend around the edges of that shine so that it's not too choppy. But just blending a little, because you don't want to lose the edges, you just want to soften them down. So we have a little bit of fallout, no big deal, it's not horrible, and it's only on this one eye, because apparently I'm challenged with my left eye. So we have got the eyelid done. Now what we need to do is a little bit on this lower lash line. And for that, we're going to take our short shading brush and we're going to take this lighter pink shade right here on this brush and just buff it on this lower lash line. And I lately have been trying not to buff too far down because it starts to look really messy in my opinion if you buff too far down when you're doing a look like this. And I don't like that. So I try to keep it relatively close to that point. Now, we're going to take a break for a second while I put on my liner and my mascara, and then we'll be right back for lipstick. Okay, so liner and mascara makes a world of difference to any eye look, and I love that. But the last product we have got is this liquid lip by Real Her. This one is called I'm Adaptable and it is red. So it's not going to match my eyes, but I imagine it is important to go ahead and use all the products. So we've got a regular doe foot applicator, nothing out of the ordinary. And we're just going to go ahead and apply this thing and hope for the best. So speed it up. Okay, so first of all, I really like this color. I love this brand. All of their stuff is so encouraging. It even came with a little note that had a picture of one of the Special Olympics athletes on it that had a really inspirational quote. Like, their whole brand is so like, go women, if that makes sense. So we're gonna zoom out really quick and we're gonna chit chat for a second. So as I said at the beginning of the video, Ipsy is $25 a month for the Glam Bag Plus. You do have to start with regular Ipsy before you can upgrade, which is fine. Regular Ipsy is only $10 a month and it's still pretty nice. Like, they got a full-size O for a highlighter in a $10 bag. What? Anyways, I'm a huge fan of the Glam Bag Plus. I think it is very comparable to BoxyCharm. Some months, honestly, it's outdone Boxy a little bit. I'm really digging it. I like it every month. I'm impressed. Other than this that I haven't quite figured out, there's not a single thing in this box that I wouldn't use. Lotion is good for everybody. Guys, girls, all people, doesn't matter who you are, you can always use a good lotion. This is a cute little eyeshadow palette that by itself retails for, I believe, like 20-something dollars. This is the whole cost of the box. The lipstick is really nice. I don't know about the formula and how well it lasts. I will eventually do a wear test for y'all when I get back to doing my all-day wear test. But it's pretty, it's nice, it's a good brand. I think these retail for 18 or 20. The eyeshadow brushes worked really well. They're super cute. I like those too. I don't really see a downside, guys. So if you're asking me would I recommend this, absolutely. Would I recommend it over BoxyCharm? Maybe. It really just depends what you're into. I'm a fan of both. I don't think I could get rid of either. I mean, I couldn't pick which one to get rid of. If I had to get rid of one of the others, somebody would just have to do it for me because I couldn't be held responsible to make that decision. So, I mean, that's my take on it. I think it's a really great box. It's a great subscription. The company's always been really good and they do pay pretty good attention to your style quiz, which is something it has over Boxy. They have not yet really started using your preference quizzes. So I guess that's an upside that Boxy doesn't quite have yet. But yes, that is your March 2019 Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. Your spoilers are, of course, at the beginning. If I see more, I'll try to add them to the description. And I will try to get next month's video up quicker depending on when the box comes in. Shipping is so sketchy with these subscriptions. Sometimes I get it the 10th, sometimes I get it the 20th. You never know until it shows up at the house. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed and I will see you in the next one. Bye, you guys.